Before I do start this video, I do want to make one thing very clear. I'm not here to sell anybody dreams. I'm not here to lie to all of these subscribers as well. Every time I do report a certain story is because that story is coming from a very reliable source. Usually what I like to do is look at sources that do come from Barcelona and are based in Barcelona because they're very close to the club. I also like to look at their track record. For example, what are the past 5 to 6 stories that they have called out that ended up being true? Like, did we see those stories come into fruition in real life? Once I do see those things, I do like to retell that story on this channel. So I'm never here to talk about fairy tales or lies or stuff of that nature. And point number 2, which is going to be basically introducing the conversation within this video, these reports strongly point to a player side interest in Barcelona, meaning that the players would like to come to FC Barcelona, but the difficult part is still the same. Barcelona need to negotiate with these clubs to make this deal go fully through. Just because we hear that a player is interested in coming to Barcelona, it does not mean that this is for sure going to happen. The club also has to talk with their respective clubs. And so within the case of Julian Alvarez, Bastoni, and Eduardo Conceição, these are going to be the 3 names that we are going to be discussing because there has been brand new updates according to Fernando Polo, a very reliable journalist who stays on top of everything in regards to FC Barcelona. So let's talk about his first story in regards to Julian Alvarez. And he has stated, Julian Alvarez prefers a move to Barcelona over PSG and Arsenal. He has made Barcelona his priority. Inside the club, they believe agreeing personal terms will not be the problem. The real issue is convincing Atlético Madrid to sell. So the fact that we're hearing for the first time, because this is the first time I've heard about Julian Alvarez prioritizing Barcelona over any other club, but the fact that we're hearing this for the first time is huge news, because with Atlético Madrid damn near finishing their season because they got out of the Copa del Rey final, because they couldn't win the Spanish Super Cup, because they're 22 points behind FC Barcelona, now we are going to start to hear some answers and what Julian Alvarez does think. It's one of my thoughts that I had a few weeks ago. I did say that Atlético Madrid needs to face Barcelona 2 to 3 more times for the Copa del Rey, for the Champions League, and also in La Liga, right? Because right after those games are finished, then we can hear what Julian has to say. There was no reason for Julian to give out answers about whether he wants to join Barcelona, yes or no, in the middle of the season. But now we have the story here. And it is crazy to hear that teams like PSG and Arsenal do want Julian, because I understand why Arsenal and PSG are coming in with a lot of confidence to sign the Argentine forward. That is because Arsenal and PSG have a lot of money to spend, and I find it kind of crazy for a team like Arsenal to have that type of audacity knowing that they have Gyökeres. And I saw how Arsenal were handling Gyökeres against Manchester City yesterday, and I'm like, why are you guys not using your number 1 striker, a player that has been signed for more than, I believe, 70 million euros? Does Arsenal being interested in Julian mean that they're moving away from Gyökeres? So very interesting. And then we do have PSG, where PSG don't really have a definitive striker. They usually like to revolve around Dembélé as their false number 9, but they never really had a true number 9 since Luis Enrique took charge. But maybe PSG are finally making their first move to bring in a real world-class number 9. So you can see that sportingly, Julian would be a perfect fit for both Arsenal and PSG, but he's preferring FC Barcelona for a reason. That is because Julian Alvarez does see the sporting proposal way more appealing at Barcelona compared to the other clubs. And I believe that that is where Barcelona can really win, because if the player tells Atlético Madrid, I only want to join FC Barcelona, Barcelona will be having much more leverage to negotiate a decent price tag. Recently, we just heard that Barcelona do prefer to sign Alvarez over any other striker. Yes, other names do exist, like Sorlath, like Osimhen, there is Eta Young, and many other strikers, but their main priority, it is Alvarez. And recently, we have also heard that Barcelona are ready to commit 80 to 90 million euros on a world-class signing for just one player alone. And in my opinion, if Barcelona want to spend 80 to 90 million euros on one player alone, it's going to have to go to the striker position. It would make no sense for Barcelona to use 80 to 90 on a certain center back, not even with Alessandro Bastoni, but on any center back when you know that you already have different alternatives in your squad, like Araujo, Gerard Martin, Kubarsi, Eric Garcia. Our number 9 position is way more vacant, which means that more funds are required there. But this is going to be the real war. It is going to be the club to club. What is Atlético Madrid's president, Enrique Cerezo, going to say? Because he did publicly push back on any transfer talk around Alvarez 2 months ago. But could things change now with the season coming to a close? Either way, I do find this move very exciting. I like the fact that we can say that, Alvarez could continue the legacy legacy of Sergio Aguero, another Argentine number 9 that was at Barcelona for about like a few months. He wasn't even there for that long, but it will be nice to see Joan Laporta repeat another transfer that does replicate Sergio Aguero. But that is going to be the final conclusion. Barcelona do have Julian on their side. This is very much real, but Atletico Madrid have to negotiate a real deal, and a deal that is feasible for Barcelona. So we'll see how those updates do unfold. Now let's talk about Alessandro Bastoni, because we have a very similar storyline here. Fernando Polo also claimed Barcelona reached a preliminary agreement with Bastoni, and the player is willing to help Barcelona lower his price once Deco receives Flick's okay. Bastoni has interest from Liverpool, but he will still not leave the club of his life unless it is for FC Barcelona. Bastoni adores Barcelona and Flick's team and the system. So once again, very similar to the story of Alvarez. However, this time it is with Liverpool, and I can see where Liverpool are coming from. Liverpool is a team that definitely wants to continue to compete in the Premier League. I mean, like, it is Liverpool, one of the most recognizable teams in the world, one of the most popular teams in the world, and of course they want to get better. It hasn't been one of their best seasons. They're currently in 5th place in the Premier League. I can see from a mile away that Liverpool want to move away from Van Dijk, and Bastoni does seem like their ideal target. However, it's just crazy how much pull power Barcelona have because of their sporting project, because of the way that we do play our football. Of course, with Flick, who upgrades every player in the squad, Bastoni is going to want to be there. And if you guys are wondering why hasn't Flick given his okay for Bastoni, it's mainly due to the fact that the league is still not finished. Flick does not want to give okay and talk about any player, knowing that he has players like Araujo, Kubarsi, Gerard Martin, Eric Garcia, all playing for him in the middle of us competing for winning La Liga, which is going to be happening very soon. I know that Flick finds this okay. I know that Flick wants Bastoni for the next season. It's just that the way that this story is being told is Flick just doesn't want to talk about any player for right now. He's being a professional, which is okay with me. As always, Barcelona have to negotiate with Inter Milan. What could be fair to Inter and what could be fair to FC Barcelona? It's been said that Barcelona are expecting to offer Bastoni around 7 million euros plus bonuses per year for Bastoni's services, which is yes an increase, but it's not that much. It's not like Barcelona are offering around 12 to 15 million euros for Alessandro Bastoni, even though Bastoni is one of the best left center backs in the world. The 7 million euros plus bonuses does have a lot to do with performance-based pay, meaning that the 7 million euros could increase to 12 million euros depending on how Bastoni does perform in his first season at Barcelona. None of this is financially driven. If Bastoni wanted to, he could have gone to Liverpool. Liverpool would be more than happy to say, we'll give you 15 million euros a season to join us. But Bastoni does not want that. If anything, I think that Bastoni's head is at a moment of improvement, because with him failing to take Italy to the World Cup, I think that he does want sporting success. I think that he wants his name in the conversation to win a couple of competitions. And Flick can hand Bastoni that type of football situation where he's competing for the Copa del Rey, he's competing for the Champions League, La Liga, and many more, and just rebuild his name overall. All in all though, this Bastoni and Alvarez storyline, they all do have the same conclusion to me. It just seems so clear to me. I think that Bastoni and Alvarez want to come to FC Barcelona because they want to win more. They want to be in the conversation. They want to compete every season and be consistent. Inter Milan were in the finals of the Champions League last season, but this season they were not in the quarterfinals or semifinals or even in the finals. With Atletico Madrid, out of the 4 competitions that they were competing for, nothing is going to be won. I don't even think it's going to be the Champions League, even though mathematically, and yes, there is that possibility that they could win. It's just with Bayern, with PSG, they have much better sporting projects. Why would Alvarez want to continue with Atletico Madrid when he won everything already? He knows how good a team should be, so he can win everything. And Barcelona might just be the next move. So it's some very exciting times. Now I do want to speak about Eduardo Conceição, because Eduardo Conceicao has paused Manchester City's approach to wait for Barcelona, who have now started moves to sign him. And this one, I just don't understand. I understand why Bastoni would come to Barcelona, and I understand why Julian would also come to Barcelona and neglect all other offers, but to neglect Man City, where I think that their football is amazing, by the way, being taught by Pep Guardiola, I'm like, really, Eduardo? Like, you don't want to go to Manchester City? Because you look at Man City and their track record with bringing in great Brazilian talents. I'm surprised that Eduardo is not saying yes to City and waiting to see what Barcelona is going to offer, but only to join Man City in the end. Like, I thought that Eduardo was like, okay, like, I'm gonna give you guys my honest opinion. I thought that Eduardo was gonna, yes, invite the proposals of Barcelona, but eventually go to Man City, because Man City simply just have, as of right now at the very least, a better sporting project. And with Pep Guardiola, how can you say no to that? But we're hearing that, yes, he's pausing the Man City conversations and waiting to see what Barcelona are going to do. We talked about Eduardo Conceição in another video that I posted previously. Go check that out. But yeah, this guy is the future. This guy is a great left winger that does play in the Brazilian league. Yes, I know that he does not play first division football, but every time these European clubs sign a Brazilian talent, and every European club wants a Brazilian talent, those group of players usually make it in Europe, and they're marketable. People want to see how they play. They're very entertaining. I've always said, ever since Neymar joined FC Barcelona back in 2013, every club paid attention to that. Bayern, Real Madrid, City, Barcelona, they all paid attention, and they said, we want to find the next Neymar. We want to find the next Brazilian player that can be that guy, that can be world class on the biggest stages and be marketable. Look at Vinicius. Look how marketable and popular Vinicius is for Real Madrid. Every team does want that. Bayern wants that. Man City wants that. Look how Man City have Savinho. And Barcelona have been trying. Barcelona for a good minute. I think that ever since Coutinho left, I think that ever since Neymar left Barcelona, they have been trying to find their next Brazilian player in the Brazilian league. We have failed multiple times, but I think that this could be it, right? We failed with Estevão Williams. He joined Chelsea. I don't know if you guys remember Maia, a player that Barcelona signed under the Bartomeu tenure. It did not end up working out. Vitor Roque stayed with us for like a year and left back to Brazil. Could Conceição, at the age of 16 years old, be the player to reinforce the first team for the first time and make it a real deal? This will be a player that will not join Barcelona until he turns 18, so until 2028, and then you also have to give another year for him to really adjust towards the Barcelona system. So don't expect for Barcelona to really try out Conceição in the first team until 2029, but you can see what Deco is doing here. Deco has influence. Deco knows what players could work at Barcelona and what players don't. He is planning for the now, for the medium term, and for the long term, which involves Conceição if he ends up joining us. But let me know in the comment sections down below. Do you like the way and the route that Barcelona is taking? It just seems very exciting, right? It is going to come down as one of the best summer transfer windows ever. If Barcelona can really pull off this move of this Brazilian youngster and also bringing Alvarez and Bastoni for the first team, it will be two players considered as the perfect piece to our missing puzzles. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.